This interesting story is of a man who looks like he stepped right out of the pages of the comic books, after spending the equivalent of over $40,000 to transfigure himself into the fictional Nazi supervillain, Red Skull. Stunning images show Henry Rodriguez going through various modifications, documented online, to get his look as the personification of his idol, the Red Skull from the Captain America comics. They show Henry's journey as he tattooed his eyes black, had implants inserted into his head, and then had his nose removed. Here, Henry interacts with his adorable son, Aaron. He says that if the little one accepts and loves him, he doesn't care what other people say. What matters is to be happy and to accept yourself, because we will always be judged by someone. Henry is keen to point out that he comes from a veritably modest and traditional family. He tells us that it wasn't easy for his family to accept his lifestyle. But even so, they are still very important in his life. Tattoos or not, implants or not, we are all equal, and we are the only ones who can achieve what we want, he philosophizes. Henry has had to deal with some prejudice since his modifications, but he says that family is the only thing that matters to him. Since I was a child, I always liked what was different, exotic. I am a comic book fanatic, and I love the Marvel Universe, said Henry. He reports that because of this, he decided to be who he is now, and he feels good about himself. That's the most important thing. He wanted to become this amazing comic book character that he has really admired since he was a little boy. He points out that the only thing he doesn't have in common with him is his Nazi ideology. As for his physical appearance, he has always been attracted to his unique shape, his outgoing personality, and his uniqueness. Henry's transformation work took about 130 hours to complete. His first transformation was the tattooing of his eye, using a technique called ink eyeball. He also has implants under the skin of his face. It took about 2 years to complete, because it is a process that must be done in stages. And it took longer than expected. The implant I have in the middle of my forehead was the first. Then I put in the eyebrow implants, and lastly the cheek implants. Then we continued with the nose amputation, and changed the shape of my ears, says Henry. The most recent modification was the forked tongue, like a serpent. He reports that people's reactions are very different, sometimes funny, sometimes strange, but that he has learned to live with it. And you? What do you think of his look? Leave your comments. And thanks for watching.